Here we go. All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to one of the very first episode of Grow with Anshuman. So, today we have this special guest Santosh with us. Hi, Santosh. How are you doing today?
Hi, Anshuman. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And what about you?
Yeah, I'm also doing pretty well. Doing phenomenal this year. Thank you for asking. So, would you mind to just give you a
Wow.
brief introduction since you are here for the first time?
Sure, why not? As you know, my name is Santosh Sharma. I'm from a very beautiful state, that is Himachal Pradesh. And I'm a homemaker, mother of a grown-up boy. My son is a working professional now. And if I talk about my education, I hold two post-graduation degrees. One is in education, and the second one is in English literature. And if it comes about my hobbies, then I am a travel enthusiast. I'm an avid nature lover, and in my free time, I do love to listen to music, and sometimes to unwind myself, I love dancing. But these days, I have engrossed myself in learning this language. So these days, I totally forget about music and dance.
Got it, got it,
That's,
got it. Seems like you are having a lot of things in your bucket list, right? Like having
Mm.
2 degrees specifically into education, and having said that, also you have a master's degree in English. So my first question would be, even before that, if you like to know a little bit more about self, happy to give a brief introduction about me.
Yes, sure.
All
I
right.
would love to.
Sure. So my name is Anshuman Misra. I basically come from UP and more specifically near about Ayodhya. If you have heard about this name, Sultanpur,
Yes,
and
why not?
over last two and a
It's
half
famous
years.
place.
Very famous place. So my whole
Yes.
education and my belonging comes from very holy place. So I have completed my engineering in computer science 2025 from Prayagraj, which is again very famous for Mahakumbh, right? And
Mm.
I obviously come from Ayodhya, that is also one of the holy place. And over last 2.5 years, I'm being working on YouTube for the sake of giving a confidence to those people who know what to speak, but really struggles while dictating it in front of people. So last 2.5 years, I have helped more than 100 plus individuals to articulate them to or just speak confidently in public. And this journey has been been a very good because I was not being confident enough to dictate the thing and to present myself in a very good manner while talking to the people. So that's why I started the YouTube 3 years back. And now once I see my journey, and I believe that if I can do so, so why not others? So that's what really brought me here till now. And that is where I love conversating with more and more people and trying to see that how we can learn something from them. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful introduction you have given. And first, before we dive deep into this conversation, I would love to tell you that my son, he is also an engineer, and
Cool.
he also completed his engineering last year itself.
Lovely,
And
lovely.
these days, he's working in Bangalore.
Lovely, lovely.
So,
He's based in Bangalore too. Even I am also been working in Bangalore. Cool. Nice.
okay, okay. So, at what place you are living in Bangalore?
Right now I'm living in BTM layout. It's near about Kormangla.
Okay, and he's living in I think it's Habbar. I don't
Hebbal,
know the
Hebbal,
actual
Hebbal.
pronunciation.
Yeah, it's a
Habal,
little,
Habal.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
A lot of my friend is belonging from Hebbal. All right, we'll see like if sometime we can meet and have a chit chat because we coming from the same background. So probably we
Mm.
can see that how those ITs evolving and can work around us. All right, cool.
So I just want to ask you how you spare your time for YouTube. I can totally understand that people who are working in a private sector, corporate sector, they are so busy, over occupied, I can say.
So
So yes, please.
I mean, I would say it's again the matter of priority. I have, having said that, I always been 200% giving my whole thing while I'm working. I just make sure to prioritize thing in a manner so that I can clear a boundary. So obviously, we don't have to work more than 8, even sometime 10 hours, not more than that. But having said that, we do have couple of hours left. So it's up to us where do
Mhm.
you want to give. So because I have been, consciously giving my efforts to this language and helping peoples across the way because they have been something got from me or they might have been taken an inspiration. So I just think why not to continue this. So I think in daily, I would spend 2.5 or sometimes 3 hours apart from my job to this YouTube for content
Oh, wow.
creation. To, this time I have taken the diagnostic classes to one just to help people around. So that's what I also doing this time. Yeah.
Wow, you're doing so wonderful job, and hats off to you. You are sparing so much time despite having a busy schedule of your job.
I would not say busy because being in such young age, I don't believe into work-life balance again because we do have one life. And having said that, in this very young age, I'm 20 now, 21 now. So this time, a lot of energy is there. I mean, we do have a great enthusiasm in ourselves and full of purpose, desire, all those things together. So we used to do this a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Cool, cool. So, I mean,
Yes.
I think I have a lot of questions to ask, as usually I have, you know, a tendency to ask question in order to understand better. So you have already given a very good introduction where I have a lot of questions in my mind that how you came to this English spoken thing and since long how you're working there. Having said that, you do have a degree too. People often say that if I have a degree in English, so I would be fluent. So a lot of myth I think today we can break with the good
Mm.
conversation today. So why not let's start from there itself. So tell me, Santosh, what is your personal experience in terms of having a degree in English specifically, and how is it different from speaking purpose? Because if we think about English terminology, specifically in India, people would say that they take English as an spoken thing. If somebody is speaking very well, they won't care about their degree and all. So what do you think, as an individual having a good degree, even master's degree in English, do you really feel it was helpful in order to become a fluent speaker as you are today?
Okay, so first of all, let me clear that I'm from Hindi medium background.
Mm-hmm.
Till my post graduation, that was MEd, Master of Education. I did totally in Hindi medium, and
Okay.
when I started, but I was passionate for this to be fluent in English
Mm-hmm.
since my childhood. So I thought I got married at the age of 20, and at that time I was just doing my BEd, Bachelor of Education. And after that, I did my MEd. And immediately after MEd, I had given birth to my son, and I was busy with him. But when he was 3, 4 years old, at the time, I thought that why not? I should do something in my studies. So, as I was so passionate for this language, I thought that initially I had a thought that if I will do something in English literature, then definitely I will be fluent in this language. But
Right.
that was a wrong thinking. I was wrong at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started my post graduation, I was literally pathetic in whether it was grammar,
Mm-hmm.
grammatical part, or writing or reading. I was not that good. But during those 2 years when I did my post graduation in English literature, it totally transformed my personality, my way of thinking. It widened my horizon. It totally changed my perspective because reading literature was a next level experience for me, and I thoroughly enjoyed my journey.
Right.
After that, I did job for 3 years in teaching. And I was a teacher in a private school, but then I thought that my I am ignoring my son, and my first priority is my son,
Yeah.
and he was in school at that time, and as I'm living in a nuclear family. So I left my job and totally engrossed myself in raising my child. And then after some time, I thought that why not? I should try for government jobs. I was preparing for government jobs, but not that much serious. But when my son was preparing for his JE exams,
Mm-hmm.
he was preparing. And at that time, I thought that why not? I should prepare for my government jobs too with him. Then I started seriously and I reached up to final level thrice. But it was my destiny, or what can I say? I was lacking somewhere. I couldn't make it in final.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, now I'm overage, and my son joined his job, and I was feeling there was a empty nest kind of syndrome as I have a single child. So I was feeling hollowness, and I had developed overthinking, and I was heading towards depression. So and at that time, I thought that no, I have to come out of this zone, and then I started learning this language, and now I'm thoroughly enjoying my journey, and there is uh, uh, positivity in my mind now. I'm meeting wonderful people daily and learning something valuable from them, utilizing my time and gaining something valuable every day. And earlier, as I am not a tech savvy, and I was juggling with when I started, I took a decision that I have to start my English, sorry, YouTube channel.
Oh,
I was not aware how to create a channel.
okay.
Then I watched YouTube videos and somehow I uploaded my first, and my journey started. And now I can do on my own everything, though they are not perfectly well, but somehow I am managing and learning daily, not only related to this language, but related to technology, related to other people's culture, their customs, their rituals, their way of thinking. So
My God.
in this way, I'm growing daily. That's all.
Lovely, lovely, Santosh. A lot of things I could see that the way you are being headed towards the life, and you mentioned your job, 3 years of job, then again going for the a specific thing in a life, and now even you won't feel to sit. You are always looking for what next, and I think you had taken a step ahead and opened your YouTube channel. Many, many congratulations for that. And
Thank you so
would
much.
like to understand that how what is the next thing you're looking towards? You want to continue with this YouTube for now, or as you mentioned that you are being very keen to learn the new things. I feel this is what curiosity is very important in. I mean, it doesn't matter in which age we are and what we are doing. If we are curious enough, I believe we can learn things quite faster. What is your
Mhm.
take on this? Because some of the time I have seen many of my colleagues who are having good experience in the let's take a very general example in corporate world. They had a good experience more than 4 or 5 years. They feel that I'm sorted, I don't need to learn anything in terms of their
Mhm.
juniors, or even in their industry they don't want it to shift, and that's where the AI is coming into the picture. So how do you see this shift is happening, and how do you take this up as an the person who have a good experience of life and taking the next step ahead? So what is your take on that?
I think we should never leave learning. We should keep learning till our last breath. And this learning makes us the better version of ourselves, and it gives us a purpose for living, and it makes our life more interesting, beautiful. And earlier I was thinking that when my son left home for his higher studies, at that time I was feeling purposeless, and I was juggling with I was thinking, when I started reflecting on my life, then I thought that what is the use of those degrees? I am not that much confident. I am confined to the four walls of my home, and I'm not able to converse with three, four people out of my home, and I lost that much of confidence. And there was a shyness, timidness, and starting my YouTube channel was not an easy task for me. It was
Correct.
a very big decision for me. But I thought that I counseled myself for 2 months at least, and then I thought that I should spread a message that the homemakers who are going through the same phase,
Mm,
I want to inspire them that there is no age of learning. You can start at any age,
true.
and you will feel more happy if you keep on learning. So I think we should not stop this journey of learning till our
Love,
last breath.
lovely, lovely. Yeah, obviously, I mean, you're gonna be an inspiration for all those women who have been working into this, managing all those household chaos and thinking or really wanted to achieve something or going through with this. And I believe if somebody can convince themselves that you can do this,
Mhm.
though there is no breaker or no barrier of that, because again, everything start with mindset shift. Having said that, there is obviously, the things are going in wrong direction. And it is well said that it is always harder to move on to the in opposite direction of where the river is flowing, because again all the things, the
Mhm.
circumstances in your opposite direction, then it is pretty much hard. So, like, I would see a constant growth in terms of your mindset, because having said that, from your wherever terms you're into, you since you were into teaching and being a mother, you were fully engaged. So tell me, as a person, have you ever felt that being into something too deeply because there is a concept of being very generalized and being very specific. It means that some of the people, if you had heard this quote, master of nothing and jack of all, right? And
Jack of all trades and master of
none.
none.
Correct. And the second philosophy is that like master of some and jack of none, right? Something. So,
None.
whom do you
Mhm.
believe that if someone is being very focused on a particular task, they should be mastering that thing? Or someone is just trying to be at good at everything but not good at something? So for you, tell
Mhm.
me about your experience, that whom do you prefer? And it maybe you can, give your experience to that. How do you feel and whom, which type of person you want to be and you are as of now?
Yes, I just want to share my own story here,
Yeah.
anecdote from my life. And just I'm fond of fashion designing, but I haven't taken any kind of professional degree or professional diploma or training something.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched other patterns and love to create that kind of dress. And simultaneously, I was fond of beauty related, like beautician. I would love to that kind of
Cool.
doing that kind of thing also. So but I'm not perfect in anything. So and 15 years back I started learning driving, and I started it but left it after 2 months. And the result is I came out with nothing. So it is true that need to try. If you are learning a new skill, you need to put your heart and soul into that after that. And just last year I started again learning driving, and for the whole 4 5 months, I left everything. I left my learning English journey in between and just concentrate only on driving. And
Cool.
now I can say that I can drive properly. And it gives me more confidence that yes, I can do my things on my own. So after that, I started learning this language, and now I'm totally focused on this. I drive off and on sometimes when I get time. Now I'm not regular at it, but I have confidence that I can drive properly now. So that's how I can say that whenever you are learning a new skill, you should totally focus on that particular skill. You have a proper plan towards that, achieving that skill. And theoretically, if you are learning a new skill, you can't be perfect after reading theory. If you have to learn swimming, you have to go into the pool.
True.
Swimming, you have to do practically. And for speaking, if you want to be fluent, uh, for that, you have to speak out.
Correct.
So, and if you want to be perfect in cooking, then you have to cook. So practically you have to, but you need to focus on one particular thing, whatever you want to achieve.
Lovely, lovely. I mean, I think mostly people would take it in different way because this time, people are just being, or their focus are divided in multiple things. And
Mhm.
specifically, I'm talking about young generation. Having said that, even I cannot say more about this because I am also coming from that generation to where majority of us are being driven by external factors, big lights or some others motivation, which would not be true for us. Having said that, no, I'll have to get it, I'll have to get it. And some of other time we see something and there is constant desire to get that thing. So in that aspect, I believe if someone can really focus on a single task for certain or given circumstances, and that's where the main learning happens, because our minds is, I mean, I have gone through with a book where it was specifically work written on how mind functions. So here it was also mentioned, as you mentioned, if we are focusing on a single task at a particular time, so there is a high chances to get maximum output, right? So if we are
Mhm.
focusing on our learning particular skill, I believe this is the best way. And after that, if you want to learn more things, go and do that. I believe so because
Mhm.
I have even started my journey of this English language, I believe more than 3.5 years back while I went to the college, because of the background, maybe all those things were there where I was not exposed to this spoken language. And from the first day of my college, I was a little embarrassed because I couldn't speak. So I took it seriously. But again, because I was not focused enough, I was not. having a channelized energy where I was giving certain time to this language on and off, on and off. That's why it took me too long to just being comfortable. But obviously, it was also my learning that if someone is there, wanted to learn something, be committed, allocate a time, have a good plan, and execute. There is no other way. If you think that watching
True.
videos, you'll learn this, or just
No.
reading, you would never get that, because it is again a
Mm.
very good example given by you. If you wanted to learn swimming, ultimately you'll have to go to water. No other way.
Mm.
Amazing. All right. So, I
True,
mean,
and here's sorry.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just want to say one thing that we should actually motivation is a short-lived
true.
thing, aspect of our life. It is an emotion. Sometimes we feel so motivated, sometimes we feel less motivated, and sometimes we feel demotivated. For that, we have to create it as a habit, and after repeating it again and again, it will be a discipline of our life. And if we are disciplined, definitely no one can stop us. And everything is doable if we have a determination and we are disciplined.
Correct. Here, discipline is more important than motivation, because motivation would
Mm,
always give you a start, but discipline would
true,
give you that continuation, which would eventually give you the result what you expected. Very true.
true
Very
that.
true. Very true. And you mentioned a lot of things like I am taking time to process, being into traveling, music, dancing, even fashion designing. I could see, I mean, different perspective coming into the picture. So, have you ever? What was one thing which you enjoyed most? If I would ask Santosh, what would be that? Or in given time, you have enjoyed
Traveling.
music, traveling.
Undoubtedly traveling and spend most of the time I would love to travel places full of nature as
Okay.
an avid nature lover. So I'm from this Himachal,
Much.
and
Yeah.
my place is quite near to Shimla, and I'm born and brought up in Shimla. So you can imagine that I'm that's why I'm a nature lover.
Got it. So you have been to Simla only, or some other places out of India, or maybe some other country? Have you ever got time and opportunity to visit? Or what is your plan if you got time to go or explore a new place? What it would be? It would be again, kind of nature or full of nature place. What would be one place where you want to visit?
Okay. There is not specifically about nature only. I
Mm-hmm.
love to visit all the places like historical heritage places full of and fortunately I have visited so many places of India, like more than half of my state I have visited. And if I talk about my neighboring states, I visited a few places of Uttarakhand, a few places of Punjab, a few places of Haryana,
Oh,
and I have seen all the monuments of Delhi. And I have visited so many South Indian states like Kerala, Goa, Hyderabad, and Bangalore, and a few places of Maharashtra like Mumbai, Aurangabad, Pune, those kind of cities, and a few places of Tamil Nadu. And if I talk about Western India, so I have seen last year I have visited Rajasthan, a few places of Rajasthan, half of the Rajasthan, and recently we visited Andaman and Nicobar. So those places I have visited.
lovely, lovely. I mean, you
Unfortunately, I haven't visited your state till date.
UP, yeah. Please come to UP.
Mm,
Welcome, because there is always a good place to visit. I mean,
mm,
I would recommend if you get time, come to Ayodhya, come to Prayagraj, come to
mm.
Varanasi, come to Mathura. A lot more good places you'll, if you're really been into this traveling. So yeah, that would be
Mm.
good to visit. And one additional question regarding this traveling, I would like to ask from your Shantos, because I have heard this thing. I'm not knowing that whether how much true it is, and would like to know from your, because your perspective would give us better understanding about this thing. People often say this: if you really wanted to know the culture of India, or if you wanted to learn the things faster in a vivid manner, go and travel to the world, or go and travel to the new places. Why do they say like this? Because I haven't traveled so much. I have been to UP, and now directly I've been to Bangalore. So, from
Okay.
which perspective people used to say that? What actually we can learn from traveling? Could you please highlight few of the
Actually,
points?
yes. Yes, when we visit a place, those practically we experience all those things, and when we have that practical experience, it's hard to forget about those things. These things stay in our mind as a sweet memory, so, sweet or bitter. Sometimes you can't say that every time you will have sweet
Correct.
experience.
Correct.
So yes, those memories, and you come across their culture, their food habits, their customs, their rituals, and their historical background and their heritage, everything you come across with these things, and you converse with people. You get to know so many things about them, their lifestyle, their way of thinking. So and that's how you can learn many
Got it.
things in a single trip.
Got it. It's more about just having a good or bad experiences, what I feel eventually we have
Mhm.
taken from our life. Because if we just go constant, so we would not remember that what has happened. Because like we would eventually have this mindset where we cannot remember the very normal days of life. Either we remember very good days
Mhm.
or either we remember very bad days. I think that is also one of the
Mhm.
perspective to take this, because either we'll enjoy a lot or we have some even bad memories in terms of having maybe not a good incident, but we could even have a very good memory. I think this is an essence too, right? To take it as an,
Mhm.
and
True
obviously
that.
the
True.
learning part is there, meeting new people,
Mhm.
eating good foods, cousins, and meeting,
Mhm.
having said that, a good culture altogether. All right. I mean, I would say you are having a very vivid person. It would all obviously also give you a boost in your personality, because you go to new place, you know that how to be a new place, how to react or act to the new people, and it will also give
True.
you a confidence, sense of confidence. So do you feel that,
True.
yeah,
True
you
that.
are
True
having
that.
a
Yes.
wider
Yes.
aspect of thinking that,
Yes.
right?
It widens your horizon of thinking, and it changes your perspective. After every
Correct.
trip, you gain something, you come out with a different person after visiting a new place.
Correct, 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 correct. I mean, it was again like having said that, all those things you have done and you are already sharing, all started sharing the things on YouTube. I would like to see you growing on YouTube and spreading this message with a good journey. As you mentioned, you want to inspire to the people. So I would like to see you as an inspiration for all those homemaker who are having an idea I wanted to execute, would obviously be inspired from you. So, any of the last one message at the end, if you have to give Santosh regarding your one, you know, very, what I would say, very good advice, what you have learned out of your life, which was being very constant, and you wanted to share it with all those person who are watching this video, what would be that one advice everyone should take for homemakers, for
Mhm.
student, because you are being mother too, you have work as a corporate person, have tried, you know, a government job too. So you have altogether good experience of life, gone through a bit different phases of that. So one learning, what you wanted to share with all those person who are watching this video till the very end.
Okay, so I would love to share one thinking, one good thought for today,
Yep.
that it's better to practice. Practice is better than preaching. And if you
Lovely.
want to inculcate some habit into your child or someone, and if you want to spread a message, then first of all, apply that thing on your own
Right.
and be the person for change. If you want to change, be that person first of all. You yourself make that kind of person. So if you want, as I'm so much concerned about environment, so I don't want to spread garbage here and there. I always very practical or very careful about that, that no, even not a single wrapper of toffee should be thrown in the open
Lovely.
place. So, and I have inculcated this habit into my child. And if I earlier I would love to inculcate the habit of reading in my son. So during his school days, when he was a child, he was studying in nursery, KG, or first, second, third. During his winter vacation, we used to sit in library for hours. And proudly, I can say that I inculcated the habit of reading in my son. And even he always spares some time for books, extra reading extra books. And I have already always seen some books on his desk. wherever he is. While he was preparing for JEE, extra books were there. When he was doing his engineering, at the time, books were always with him. And even when he started his job, books are there with him. And so be the first person, first of all, set an example, then expect change from others.
Lovely,
Yes.
lovely. What a good message, I believe. I would expect from learner who are watching this video, because again, I believe in practical learning. There is no mean to watch out of video and not taking any of the things. So I would expect everyone
Mhm.
who have watched this video till the very end should take at least one learning. You can take this one as, Santosh mentioned, taking or setting up the example. Why not to be an example than, just giving an example? It's a very good message,
Correct.
and you I mean, it was really absolute pleasure to have and talk with you, Santosh. I went personally got a lot of things
Likewise.
to learn from you, especially this
Same here.
mindset shift. So,
Same here, and I must say that at the age of 20 or 21, you are so mature person, and I'm feeling privileged to have a conversation with you. I learned a lot from you, and you're so passionate towards doing things, and you're sparing so your valuable time. At this age, rarely people do. They are busy after doing a long hour job. They want to do something extra for their, like, they want to play games, or they want to do something related to their entertainment,
okay.
but you are doing something valuable that makes difference.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And it really means a lot. And I would always like to have one more conversation. And let's see if we can have many more conversations, since we have a lot of things to talk about. And obviously, I do have tons
Definitely.
and tons of questions that we can talk for hours and hours and bring this kind of
Mhm.
conversation where people can learn. So thank you so much again. I
Definitely.
would love to have a conversation in future. Bye bye.
Thank you to you too, and bye. Have a nice time ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.